How many children are too many?
Welcome to Parenting Matters Now, a source of parenting advice a few minutes at a time.
Whenever you begin having children, it is life-changing. But I want to challenge your thinking about how many is enough. And if you're watching a video or this on parenting or listening to this recording, you're the kind of people that I want to encourage to have more. Don't tune me out just yet. Listen. Okay, so whenever you have one child, your life is forever changed in a drastic, irreversible way. And it seems that it's just overwhelming. When you have the second child, it is one-on-one. We're dividing and conquering. It is like, suddenly it hadn't just the workload and the demands haven't just doubled, but it seems like it's much more than that because it's taking all of you to take care of all of the things and all of the stuff. And particularly if you have two different genders, you have boy stuff and girl stuff and all kinds of things. And whenever you have a third child, you're outnumbered. It is as hard as it gets if all three are small. And I'm telling you, we have gone through this. And we have talked to hundreds of parents who say, as hard as it gets is whenever you have three little ones. And because there's no one to help and you feel like you're never getting it all done. But whenever you finally have a child that's old enough to help, to run, get a diaper, to hold another child, to help you get them buckled in. Whenever you have a child that's old enough to help and when they want to help, so when you get one in that category, you suddenly sense this relief. One, you're more accustomed to the work volume. But secondly, you have good helpers. I encourage you to think not where you are, but where you should be or could be. And I want to say this. Please hear this. Children are a blessing. They are a blessing. They will enrich your life more and more as time goes on. So whenever they're little, it seems like it's just nonstop work. And it's hard to look beyond those days to see that there are days coming when they enrich your life. It's more than the cute little smiles and looks and the funny little things that they say. It is so much larger than that. So I want to encourage you to think down the road. You say, we can't afford any more children. Well, sometimes you can't afford not to have children. And you say, well, we can't afford college and we can't afford this. Those are real issues and they need to be thought through. But there are alternatives down the road that the traditional route of acquiring all the stuff and getting all the experiences, there are other ways that are less expensive. But children, you cannot acquire later in life. So think it through. Consider, should you have another child? Are you in a place where you could be raising up the oldest child as the helper, and you're making room for that child, that person, not a baby, but think of them as adults, enriching your life later on. When you get to where I am, you will be glad that you paid the price early. So how many children is enough? Children are a blessing. And as many as you can manage, I encourage you to do it. This is Dr. Roger Smith of Parenting Matters Now.
Subscribe to Parenting Matters Now for more advice, or go to rogersmithmd.com to search for more topics. See you next time.